Hello and welcome to Siddhi. In the last 2 days, we have analyzed the Eduquity pattern papers of Maths and Reasoning. Let us talk about English today. Those two videos are available in the iCard section. You can check those videos. And with respect to English, the big news is that nothing has changed much. The entire paper is being built on the same foundation bed. The rules are same, the vocabulary is same, and the only change is that the pattern with respect to the length of the questions and the length of the sentences has changed. Beyond that, English is still the same, and if you can do a minor changes and minor adaptations with respect to this new paper, you can still make this English section your strongest fort of the entire paper and you can still score 45. So watch this video till the end and I will tell you what are the adaptations that are needed. But first things first, let us compare these two patterns. With respect to the TCS pattern, this is the old weightage that you all know. But in the current scenario, the weightage has changed. There is a reduction in weightage with respect to vocabulary, spotting errors and cloze test. Unfortunately, till today there is no cloze test question that was asked. But let me tell you, even if there is no question that was asked in the phase examinations, there might be questions on cloze test and they could be lengthy as well. Especially if you are giving steno examinations, don't ignore cloze test at this moment. They may ask you those questions as well. Now there is an increased weightage for active voice and passive voice, direct speech, indirect speech and parajumbles. This is a very good thing because active voice, passive voice questions and direct indirect speech questions are easy. I know that the questions that they are giving are lengthy and they are very wordy, but those sections are very easy because with respect to active voice and passive voice, no matter what the length of the question is, if you can identify the structure, if you can identify the verb, you can handle the question very easily and you can eliminate some of the options as well without even reading the entire statement. The same style applies even for direct indirect speech also. There are 5 sections in any direct indirect speech questions. All you need to know is to eliminate the option by identifying the respective change that has to be done when you are converting a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. If you can apply these changes on lengthier questions and if you can adapt yourselves to this, you can handle these questions in no time and that is very beneficial for you. Now along with that, the change that happened is that reading comprehension weightage remained the same, but there are 2 changes in reading comprehension. Change number 1, the length of the reading comprehension has increased, and number 2, they started including grammar in reading comprehension. For example, there are questions on what is the parts of speech of a particular word which is there in this RC, or convert this sentence of the reading comprehension from active voice to passive voice. So these are the new style of questions that are being asked. So at this point, one very useful advice for you is, no matter how long the RC is, first check the questions. If the questions are based on grammar, you don't even have to read the entire RC, especially if it's an active voice, passive voice kind of question. You can solve the question then and there and that will save a lot of time. So this is the changes. Now the biggest question that we have for us is, should we change our sources at this point of time? And my answer is a big no. But if there is any one book that you can throw in the bin after the new style, that is Black Book. That book is not relevant anymore. You don't have to take the pain of mugging up those 2000 to 3000 words. The new style of papers are not based on rote learning. They want us to learn the language, they want us to learn applied English, they want us to learn how to use a particular word. So if there is one very good book that you have to start today itself, that is Word Power Made Easy. For vocabulary, Word Power Made Easy and the extra words list that we gave is more than enough if you are giving CGL 2025. And I am saying this based on various feedbacks that were received from all our students who gave these examinations. But if you are a beginner, go pick up Word Power Made Easy, start from page number 1. The book beautifully teaches you how to learn a language, how to pronounce, and the sessions are designed in such a systematical manner that they will teach you how to apply these words and how to utilize these words in various real life scenarios. So that's the biggest change that you need to do with respect to vocabulary. And with respect to grammar, there is a reduction in weightage. So this is not the time you run behind all the rules and you run behind all those things. We prepared a PDF. The PDF has 110 most frequently asked rules. At this point, let me tell you, there is a small issue with respect to numbering. It is not 120 rules. I have gone through the entire PDF. It is 110 rules. 31 to 40 are not missing. So 110 rules PDF is already posted in our channel long ago, and based on the feedback again from the students who gave the examinations, this PDF is more than enough for your grammar, especially given the reduction in weightage. Just go through those rules, and at each rule we gave you a good number of examples to understand its application. So this is a change with respect to grammar. Now along with that, one more thing that we have to talk is the overall adaptation. With respect to overall adaptation, I want you to develop three things. First thing is endurance and mindset. Second is improvise your practice materials. Third is change your mocks. The next 2 minutes that I are going to spend on this video will help you to score more than 45 in English. So don't miss these 2 minutes. The first thing that I'm talking is with respect to endurance and mindset. Believe me, your victory is here. It's in your mind. The reason why I'm telling you this is the lengthy papers remind me of my own experience of handling 2017 and 18 Tier 2. Back then, we had 200 questions in English, which we had to solve in 2 hours. And then papers were very exhaustive. They were lengthy, they were exhaustive, and by the time you solve 100 to 110 English questions back to back, you will feel exhausted. There were situations where there are 15 to 20 back-to-back active voice passive questions, back-to-back direct indirect speech questions. And that was a scenario where English was won on endurance and mindset rather than pure knowledge. The same thing applies even today. Today, in your papers, the questions are lengthy. So it needs you to read those sentences. It needs you to stay focused. Things have not changed. Believe yourselves, your grammar, your notes is enough. But get used to reading longer sentences, and for that you need right kind of practice and calm mind in the examinations. When I say right kind of practice, we have provided the practice material based on the latest pattern. I have created active voice, passive voice questions, reading comprehension questions, and narration questions where the questions and options are very lengthy, very verbose in nature. You can use them. There are 100 questions in each of those topics and 35 RCs. You can use them. Practice them so that you will get used to reading those longer sentences, and when you are practicing them, as I told you in the earlier part of the video, apply the same logic in active voice and passive voice. Notice the change in the verb and eliminate the options. In direct and indirect speech, break the sentence into 5 parts. Notice the change that is necessary and eliminate the options. Once you practice this, you can ace those questions in your upcoming CGL as well. Now, as I told you all these things, the next thing that I have to talk is about mocks. With respect to mocks, instead of the previous year mocks that you are writing at this moment, especially those TCS mocks, I have 2 different suggestions for you. The first suggestion is that go to 2016, 2017, 2018 based Tier 2 mocks. That's the first suggestion. The second suggestion is go back to the same stage and you attempt CPO mock paper. CPO has 50 questions. If you can practice attempting those 50 questions in 18 to 20 minutes in the upcoming days, you can definitely manage your time in English. So these are the changes that you have to make, and along with that, if you still have time, practice CDS papers of the last 5 years. That will help you to identify parts of speech, that will help you to handle the new kind of questions and the new style of idioms and phrases, etc. So start learning these things and improve these adaptations, and these are more than enough. And if you are a beginner who is watching this video, let me tell you, the style of English has definitely changed. This is a time where you start learning the language, and learning the language comes from reading books. You can start reading simple books such as the books that are written by Sudhamurthy, etc. Start reading, and if you want me to take a session on how to improvise your reading habits and how to learn English, I will do that session after the entire dust of Eduquity settles down. Till then, keep practicing, and see you all in tomorrow's macroeconomics live session. All the best.